Hello, 52 Weeks of Momentum. This is my video for picking two books off our book list to read this month. And this month I chose Daring Greatly, which I've read a couple years ago and I reread fully this month. And then I also read The Alchemist. And I want to talk about what I learned briefly and what I commit to. You'd think I'd be used to recording myself, considering as a sign language interpreter, I sign on camera all the time, but I don't normally talk, so this is very weird. I don't know how YouTubers do it. So yeah, embracing vulnerability by doing this video, so that's cool. So just looking at my notes for Daring Greatly, something I have been committing to and have evidence for, actually, is embracing imperfections, which to me is the ultimate vulnerability. Maybe that's cliche, but honestly, it's something that's controlled me and my life, my whole life. I use it as an excuse to not do things on my lists, and every January 1st, I have the same goals that I want to do, and it never changes because I'm just too scared to put something that isn't perfect into the world. And so it's better not to put anything at all, right? No. Turns out that makes you very depressed and very disengaged and sad, and you just don't want to be here. And one of the quotes that really spoke to me was, I remind myself, don't let the perfect be the enemy of good. A 20-minute walk that I do is better than a 4-minute or 4-mile run that I don't do. The imperfect book that gets published is better than the perfect book that never leaves my computer. The dinner party of takeout Chinese food is better than the elegant dinner party that I never host. So some of the evidence that I have is I posted on my blog that I've owned and I pay for and have not even touched it for 2 years. I posted my very first post this month. I had intended on 4, but I got 1 so far, and hey, this week isn't over, so there's still hope. Which was really terrifying. And I posted it not just to the world, but I uploaded my blog on Facebook and on our Facebook group for 52 Weeks of Momentum also. So I don't know how many people read it, and that wasn't the point of writing it anyway. But I didn't let excuses stop me anymore, and so I published it. Also, when I record myself for my sign language interpreting, I often get extremely critical, or it takes me several takes, or it just takes way too long because I'm so focused on getting something that's perfect. And at some point, and even my mom used to say this, she used to say, you know, perfect is great, but done is better. So I definitely have been embracing that this month. And I've recorded more videos this month than I have in any other month, and have made huge strides in my work as well as in my goals. So that's really great. Okay, for the second book that I read, I have to say, first of all, the quality of books that are required for us this year have consistently shocked me. I try not to read synopsises or anything like that about the books, and I just go reading into it cold. And I have been just touched so deeply, and so it's just been amazing to read these books because I go into it without any expectations. And oh my gosh, these books are incredible. The Alchemist, I didn't have any idea what that was going to be like, and to have such a beautiful story and morals and life quotes to incorporate into your own life was just stunning. I just loved it. I was driving up to Canada to see my boyfriend and listened to it all the way there and all the way back, and it was incredible. I loved it. Some things that one of the main themes that I'm noticing in a lot of these books that we're reading is this idea of belief. And it's interesting because I started this year reading The Biology of Belief. Again, that idea came up, belief in self, belief in healing, belief in whatever it is. Belief is really powerful. And I had read The Secret years ago, and my mom got really into it, and I was just like, that's cool, but I don't know. I'm really based in science, and I need numbers and statistics. And so after these past couple months, several books have mentioned this theme, and I'm starting to be converted. So I started with The Biology of Belief, and I was like, all right, maybe there is some science in there mixed in. And then I read Psycho-Cybernetics last month. And I actually started implementing some of the tactics it talks about and some action items that I had mentioned, and saw some really immense results in my anxiety around performance, and which I made a video about in with Rachel, and you can watch that if you want to again. And so it's just really interesting, this idea of belief and envisioning what it would be like to already have what you want. It's incredible. My entire sign language skill set has just done a huge level up, if there's any way to explain it. Even my coworkers are noticing, which is interesting. That idea came up again in The Alchemist and Believing Yourself, and I'm like, all right, you have my attention. This idea of belief, maybe there's something to it because so many people's lives has been changed. I have already dipped my toe into it, and I'm seeing change. I finished 2 books this month, and as a means of procrastination slash just to read some more, I started The Untethered Soul, and again, belief has come up, and believing that you can achieve your goals. And so that's something I really wanted to commit the rest of this month and going into the next month into May. I really want to commit to actually believing. And some tangible evidence that I've been doing this, I write in my, well, you can't see. There we go. I write in my journal like every day, morning and night. And I've been trying to shift my journaling to saying I am already certified in sign language interpreting. I want to embrace challenge. Sometimes I will shy away from it, or I feel too vulnerable, if you will. And during my journaling sessions, I really sit down in a quiet space and I envision what it would be like to lean into the challenges that come up when a different or a difficult client I have to interpret for comes up on my screen when I'm working or something. How I want to change, instead of doing even leaning back and resisting almost the challenge, I write about leaning into it, how to smile inwardly and being ready and embracing that challenge and envisioning myself doing that, having a challenge come up and then leaning in my envisioning of the scenario, and it's really been helping so far. I can't wait to see how that permeates the rest of my life, because I'm definitely not exactly where I want to be yet, but I've definitely made some big strides, and I'm excited to see how these commitments of embracing vulnerability and imperfections, and just seeing my imperfections and then deciding how to get better. I like the quote, "Don't wish that your situation was better, wish you were better." I can't remember who said it. Sorry. We're reading so much and learning so much, and it's just, it's so good. But oh my gosh, I want to incorporate it all, and I want to reread books, but then we have more assignments. So anyway, I really am excited to commit to doing it anyway, even if it's not perfect. For example, right now I'm sending in an application for a workshop. They only accept 20 people for interpreting, and I really want to get it. And you have to send in some quality work, and trying to record myself, oh my gosh, it's taking forever because I keep being like, oh, that wasn't perfect enough. That wasn't perfect enough. So I'm really excited to embrace imperfections and then just really change my beliefs. Believe that I can do the goals that I've set for myself this year and not give myself outs. And that's what I'm really excited for. So that's my video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you next month.